Okay, this is going to be a little update on the file viewer. Added some more features to it. Right now I've completely tested a set of 3 CTs, 3 multi-tap CTs in the same file. I have the FTP server in the test set running. I have already copied the data from the SD card to the flash drive, which is in the PC. And I also had an FTP to the web server after the test, while I was performing the test. So I'm going to do is I'm going to start the open the control page for the test set here, and you can see I have data over here in the news feed. Okay. Now I showed that because what I can do, I don't have to use a browser to view that data. Kind of a built-in browser in the data viewer. I can go to the news button, and the same data that's in the news feed, the most recent test, will appear, and I can use the mouse wheel to scroll through the 3 ratio values and the saturation data. I'm using the mouse wheel to do that. Okay, so if there's something going on, somebody has a question about a test that's just performed, bang, you can call it up right from the office, right from the data viewer, and check out what the issue is. Okay, the first thing I can open, proceeding along here to the next feature, I can open the file. I can open a file on the disk that I just put in the computer, flash drive, and I have all 3 phases of data on there. I can tab through X1, 2, 3, and 4 on A phase. I can click on B and do the same thing on B and the same thing on C. The little underline here underlines in color the ratio of the tap that I'm looking at. Okay, as far as the graph is concerned, it's a log graph, which has a little compression to it and can make it hard to read. But if I click on a certain point, it will give me the current, in this case 0.049 amps and 331 point some odd volts. And that was where I last clicked the tip of the arrow. Click there and it's 0.10 at 100 volts right there. Okay, a few other features that are kind of a carryover is I can enter a note. I'll just put this is a note, and save the note. And the next time the note will be appended to the file, the next time I open that file, I'll see it down here, below test performed. Let's say the winding resistance was 0.454 ohms. I type that in, type the number 4, and click Save Winding Resistance. It says R equals 0.454 next to winding resistance. Let's say the burden resistance was 0.6 ohms. Save burden resistance, I have 0.600. Notice it'll now give me the saturation voltage, the accuracy limit factor down here, and the winding resistance scale. On X1, if it's the full tap, of course it'll be 1. If it's the half the tap, it'll be 0.5. So this adjusts the winding resistance so you can get an accurate accuracy limit factor as you tab through. So the accuracy limit factor changes. In addition, I can save the system X over R, we'll say it's 12 in this case. I can save the secondary fault current, we'll say it's 60 amps. And then it will calculate the time to saturation, also for each tap. That's the X1 tap. Now, like 12 milliseconds, I don't have any problem with the X1 tap. But as I go down on the number of turns, the time T-sat gets very short, down at 2 milliseconds. It could be an issue. Could have a problem with the differential misoperation there. So you have the time to saturation data. Okay, it has saved. Well, this I opened from the flash drive, so it's already saved. Okay, the next feature I have in here is, of course, FTP. What I'll do is I'll pull the flash drive out. So because I don't want the logo there, my FTP enunciation is going to go there. I'll close this. I'll open it again. And I'll click the FTP button. The FTP server in the test set is running. So I have downloaded the same data over the local network from the test set. See, it's connecting FTP. It has the file length and so on and so forth right there. Okay, so I could do the same thing with this. I can't save the winding resistance because I can't save to the test set. So what I would do is I would open the test set data, which has been saved here, and when it transferred it over FTP, it also opened a file and saved it. The file consists of CT plus a random 4-digit number. And I can open this file and then do exactly what I explained before as far as winding resistance, system XR, and the secondary fault, and get the ALF and time to saturate. This is also a good time to rename this file to better reflect what you tested, like CT followed by the breaker number, like say 102, LO for load or LI for line, and then the phase. If it's a single phase test or some other thing that indicates it's all three, a 3 or whatever. So that is basically an update on the file viewer.